everybody, and welcome to the channel. We got Budweiser at the Glen from Watkins Glen, New York. And we're going to have 7 more TV drivers. Let's see who they're going to be here. So we'll do 3 in the top group. Dale Jarrett will be a TV driver. Bill Elliott will be a TV driver. And Cal Petty will be a TV driver. Now we need 4 more. 2 in the middle group here. 52. And 5 even. Morgan Shepherd will be a TV driver. And a 55. That's going to be Alan Kowicki's going to be a TV driver. 2 more. 16. Dick Trickle will be a TV driver, and 1 more. And so will Greg Sachs. See if any of these TV drivers get some chips here. First up is Cal Petty. No. How about Bill? Is he going to get a chip? Yes, he is. Bill's going to get a chip. Okay. Will Jarrett get a chip? No. How about Ernie Irvin? Yes, Ernie's going to get a chip. One last race at Talladega. How about Morgan Shepherd? She's getting a chip. No. How about Alan Kowicki? No. And last but not least, the King. And no. Alrighty. Let's get to the starting grid here for the Budweiser at the Glen. Setting on the pole, Dale Earnhardt in the 3 car. Outside pole, Cal Petty in the 42 car. Starting third, Brett Bodine in the 26 car. Starting fourth, Rudd in the 5. Starting fifth, Martin in the 6. Starting sixth, Elliott in the 11. Starting 7th, Jarrett in the 18. Starting 8th, Wallace in the 2. Starting 9th, Jeffrey Bodine in the 15. Starting 10th, Ernie Irvin in the 4. Starting 11th is Davey Allison in the 28. Starting 12th is Dallenbach Jr. In the 16. Starting 13th is Schrader in the 25. Starting 14th is Hillen Jr. In the 31. Starting 15th, DW Darrell Waltrip in the 17. Starting 16th is Shepherd in the 21. Starting 17th is Kowicki in the 7. Starting 18th is the King, Richard Petty in the 43. Starting 19th is Terry Labonte in the 94. Hi, Tim. Starting 20th is Derek Cope in the 10. Starting 21st is Glossenbach in the 90. Starting 22nd is Jimmy Means in the 52. Starting 23rd is Ted Musgrave in the 30 and the 55. Starting 24th is Harry Gant in the 33. Starting 25th is little brother Mike Waltrip in the 30. Starting 26th is Hut Strickland in the 12. Starting 27th is Rick Mast in the 1. Starting 28th is Marcus in the 71. Starting 29th is Hamilton in the 68. Starting 30th is Bickle in the 45. Starting 31st is Marlin in the 22. Starting 32nd is Hensley in the 66. Starting 33rd is O'Neill in the 65. Starting 34th is Sachs in the 41. Starting 35th is Trickle in the 8, starting 36th is Sackett. In the 95, starting 37th is Maynard the third. In the 9, starting 38th is Porter in the 77 and Shotgun. And last, starting 39th is Hilton in the 48. Well, let's get down to the green flag as Dale Earnhardt will lead us down there. Turn number 1, 22 turn race here at the road course in Watkins Glen. And we're off. And we're going to have a middle group of skill and a problem. First, we'll do skill. First up is Alan Kowicki with a 2-3-6. He gets Ricky Rudd, goes from 17th up to 4th. Right now, Alan Kowicki is our points leader, followed by Harry Gant and Bill Elliott. Here comes Morgan Shepherd in that 21 car. He's got skill, a 4-1-2, and he's not getting Cal Petty with that. DW, 2 skills, could get the lead here at the Glen. 666s, though. That ain't good. DW's got a problem early here in the race. A 21. He cuts a tire, causes a wreck. The yellow flag's out, and that'll end this turn, folks. Turn 1 in the books. Now, see if DW can repair that car. Everybody moves up with the yellow. We're early here at the Glen. It's a -1 to repair. So we'll see here what DW needs to get that Western Auto Parts Chevy back out on the track for Rick Hendrick. DW is a B, and we're early in the race, so it'll take a 9. He's a 10 minus that 1, and he gets back out there, but he'll be 39th as we go to turn number 3 due to that caution. Earnhardt brings us back down to the green flag, and we got a middle group again. It's skill and we had a problem too. I forgot the problem. So let's see who the problem was along with that. So it looks like Jimmy Means had the problem there on turn 1. Let's see what kind of problem he had. He had a cut tire and also was involved in the wreck. So let's see if Jimmy can get back out on the track. He's an E. Takes a 6 for him to get back out there. No, not with box cars. So Jimmy Means and DW must be something on the track. They probably ran off the track and threw dirt and rocks up there, and they're cutting tires left and right. So it's a good thing the caution came out so they can clean the track up. Like I say, all bunched up like that on the restart. Oh, thank you, Doug. Happy Easter to you too, bud. So, and then we got another middle group of skill and a problem. So here we go again. First up is Morgan Shepherd. Not going nowhere with the 6. How about Kenny Schrader with a 2-4-2? And Mark Martin holds him off. Here's Wally. Where's Wally? 6 ain't going nowhere. Here's Davey with 2 chances. Got some 2 chances. Could get the lead here. A 5-2-6. So he gets second from Brett Bodine. Now he's got a shot at the lead here. And it takes a 4, 5, or a 6 to get Daryl. 5-5. He gets her done. Goes from 11th up to the lead. How about that here on turn 3? Davey Allison and that Haviland Ford running well. Here comes Ernie Irvin with skill and a chip. And a 5-4-3. And he'll have to use his chip to get Mark go from 10th up to 5th. Cracks the top 5 going for back-to-back wins here. And the last one with skill in the middle group is Rusty. See how he does. And man, look at that. He's going after Bill with a 2-6. So Bill will have to use his chip to hold off that Miller Genuine Pontiac. Bill's trying to win this race here. He's got that Budweiser on the car. He'd like to get that sponsorship car in the victory lane at the Bud at the Glen. Now we had that problem. Who has the problem? It's poor James Hilton. Blows up. James Hilton at a 48. Engine expires. Kaboom goes that engine. And he'll finish 38th on the turn number 4. And again, we got a middle group. This time it's control in the middle group. First up is Derek Cope. A 3-3-1, and Allen's going to hold him off. Here comes Texas Terry Labonte, and that's the Noco 94 with a 2-3-6. He's not going to be able to hold Terry off. Allen ain't. Terry goes from 18th up to 4th. And here comes Ricky Rudd, that Tide car with a 2-3-4. And Terry barely holds him off. Good job driving by Texas Terry Labonte. Here comes Bobby Hillen with a 3-4-5. He gets Ernie Irvin. Goes from 14th up to 5th. Next up is Brett Bodine, that Quaker State Ford. Kenny Bernstein with a 4-4-5. Bobby Hillen doesn't stay there for long. Brett Bodine goes from 11th up to 5th. Here comes Mark Martin and Valvoline and Ford with a 4-3-3, and Terry holds him off. Jeffrey Bodine, Bud Moore Motorcraft with a 5-4-2. And he was going after his brother, and Brett puts the block to him. And that's it for turn number 4. On to turn number 5, we got a top group of heat. And it takes 5 or 6 to get Davey. He's got the heat. Brett Bodine's got heat. A 2-6. Look at that. Puts that Quaker State Buick out in front here at the Glen on turn number 5. How about that? Kenny Bernstein's got to be mighty happy. And the last driver in the top group with heat's Cal Petty. And a 6-6 ain't getting it done on the turn number 6. Scheduled for 22 turns. We got another middle group and heat in the middle group. And the King's got heat. Let's get the King up front with a 2-4-4. And he gets Davey. Davey goes from leading this race back to 17th. There must be a problem with that Haviland Ford. And the King's up there now. Here comes Ricky Rudd. A 1-3-1 ain't going to get the job done. Morgan Shepherd in that Woods Brothers 6-toe Ford with a 3-6-2. And he is going to get Jared. How about that? Goes from 15th up to 7th. Nice driving by Morgan here at the Glen. Here comes Swervin' Ernie Irvin with a 6-2-6-1 ain't happening. Ken Schrader in that Kodiak Bear. 4-6-6. He gets Morgan. He doesn't stay there long. He goes from 13th up to 7th. Wally Dallenbach, that Keystone Beer with a 3-6-1. Schrader holds him off. Here comes Mark Martin. 2 chances. Could get the lead here. Not with a 6-1, he's not, but it gets a second chance. And a 6-3-5 ain't getting it done. Here comes Jeffrey Bodine with a 3-2-5, and he gets Earnhardt. Goes from 9th up to 3rd. And if anybody knows NASCAR, no love lost between those two, especially back in the late 80s. Sure. Here comes Rusty Wallace and that Miller Genuine Draft Pontiac, not going nowhere with a 6. That'll take us to our first pit stop of the race. And we got both groups in the 5 position. Bill Elliott, Ricky Rudd, and Davey Allison all have pit violations. Woo! That's going to shake things up here. Everybody moves up, and both groups get a shot at getting chips here. Pit violation by those 3 cars, sure. It's hard to pass here at the Glen. Any road course is rough. Going back to the back like this could cost them. 35th, 36th, and 37th, respectively. All righty. Let's grab some chips here. Start out here with Brett Bodine. Okay. Brett needs a 7, doesn't get it. Petty needs a 9. Kyle gets a chip. Jeffrey, brother Jeffrey needs a 7. He gets it. Terry needs an 8. He doesn't. The King needs a 5. He doesn't. Schrader needs a 7. He doesn't. Rusty needs an 8. He gets a chip. Earnhardt needs an 8. He doesn't. Mark needs an 8. Sorry, needs a 9. He gets it. Helen needs a 5. He doesn't get it. Wally needs a 6. Doesn't get it. Morgan needs a 7. Doesn't get it. Swervin' Irvin needs an 8. He gets it. Jarrett, what can Jarrett do for you? He needs a 6. He gets box cars. He didn't need 2 6s. Wiki needs a 10. Barely gets it. Cope needs a 6. He gets it. Charlie needs a 5. Doesn't get it. Ted needs a 6. Gets double 6s. That ain't going to work. And Harry Gant needs a 9. And he gets her done. Now let's see if anybody can beat Brett out of the pits after we move everybody up that got chips. All righty. Here we go. 2-3. And Rusty's going to take the lead in that Miller Genuine Draft Pontiac on turn 7. Gets that black deuce up front. All righty, here we go to turn number 8. And we got a top group of Reflex in the top group. And it takes a 4 to beat Rusty, 4, 5, or 6. Here comes Kenny. 5-2 not happening. Here comes the King. A 4-6. The King gets him, but Rusty burns his chip to hold him off. Here comes Terry Labonte. And a 5-4. Terry needed a 4-4. And here comes Jeffrey Bodine. 2 chances at him and a chip. And he only needs that 1 chance and gets him. Jeffrey Bodine puts that Bud Moore Ford out front here on turn 8. And that is it for turn number 8. On to turn 9. And we got a top group of skill and a problem. First up is Ken Schrader. And it only takes a 3 to get Jeffrey. A 4-4. He gets him, but Jeffrey uses his chip to hold him off. Here comes Rusty Wallace trying to get the lead back here. And a 5-5. He does. Old Jeffrey didn't hold that lead for long. And Rusty right back out in front, but he's not going to keep it long. Cal Petty's got a chip and skill. Takes a 4 to get Rusty. And triple twos, not what Cal Petty needed. Sure, he's snake bitten so far this year. A 63, and that's an engine problem. We're still in the beginning of the race. It'll take an 8 for him to get that car back out. And they do. But he'll drop back to 37th. And we still have another problem due to rolling a 9. See who moves up here. And Ernie's going to move up. Let's see who moves up from the bottom group. It's not going to be Mikey. How about Strickland? Nope. How about Rick Mass? No. And it's not going to be Dave Marcus. How about Bobby Hamilton? Yes, Bobby's going to go from 24th up to 19th. And let's see who else has the problem. Dave Marcus has got the problem. What kind of problems poor Dave have? Cut tire, like I say, there's must be a lot of debris. He will stay in the race though, but he'll drop back to 37th. Sure. That's the third cut tire here in this race. They must be kicking up a lot of stones and dirt. On to turn number 10. Getting close to the halfway point, folks. We got a top group of smart. Who's smart up here? Ernie Irvin's smart, and he's got a chip. He's double smart. And it takes a 4 to beat Rusty. A 6-2, not this time. Another shot at him. And a 4-5. He gets him without using his chip. Ernie Irvin gets the lead, going for back-to-back wins here at the Glen. He won at Talladega. Let's see who else is smart. Texas Terry smart. Takes a 5 to beat Ernie. A 2-2 ain't happening. Brett Bodine. And 666's Brett Bodine has a problem. Let's see if this is a cut tire. 56. No, he blows an engine. Causes a yellow, so that'll be it for the turn. And he's a B. We're in the middle part of the race now. A B with a problem. He'll need a 6. And doesn't get it. That Quaker State Ford, Brett Bodine, blows up. Unable to get her fixed. That brings out a caution. So we get past the halfway point. Cross flags are out with the yellow. Everybody will just move up. Leaves us with 36 cars still running. Ernie Irvin's got the lead. Jeff Bodine second. Labonte third. The King fourth. Schrader fifth. Wallace sixth. Martin seventh. Kowicki eighth. Cope ninth. And rounding out the top 10 is Harry Gant. Alrighty, we go to turn 12. Just past the halfway mark. We got a middle group of reflex and a problem. First, we'll do the reflex. First up is Bobby Hamilton. And a 4 is not going to get her done for him. How about Charlie in that 90 car? Going nowhere with a 6. Here comes Dale Jarrett in Interstate Battery. A 116. He gets Jeffrey Bodine, goes from 15th up to 2nd. Here comes Wally. And a 5-1's not getting her done. Here comes Bobby Hillin Jr. And a 124. And Labonte holds him off. Here comes Earnhardt, pole sitter, with a 5-3-6. And he gets the king, goes from 11th up to 4th. Here comes Handsome Harry with the chip. A 2-6-4. Mark Martin, 1-2-3. He gets him. Mark will use his chip and make Harry burn his up as we just knocked off poor Bobby Hillin Jr. Here comes Derek Cope with the chip. A 2-3-3. And he'll need to burn the chip to take over 4th from Earnhardt. Earnhardt doesn't stay up there long. Kowicki, 2 chances. Could get the lead here. On a 5-4-3. And he gets Schrader without using his chip. He's going after Ernie Irvin. Let's see here. Takes a 3 to get Ernie. A 6-2. He doesn't get him. And let's see if they burn their chips here. Yes, they do burn their chips. And we still have the problem. And it's poor Dave Marcus with another problem. This time it's a 23. Tire rub. Unless he's an A or a B, which he's not. So he'll stay right where he's at and last. So we go to turn number 13. And our first bottom group. And it's Smart. See who's Smart back here. Dave Smart. Let's see if he can get out of the rear with the gear. He's having enough problems. Oh, triple twos. I mean, he's just, he should park this poor car. A 54, bump from the side, and we'll roll for repair. And we are in the middle third of the race, so poor Dave is going to park this car. It's just too beaten up. So Dave will finish 36th. Sure, that car was like a pinball machine, just bouncing all over the place. Oh, Kyle Petty double Smart could get up into the top group here with a 5-1-6. And he's going to get Earnhardt and drop Earnhardt back to 35th. Up to 9th goes Kyle Petty. And like I say, he's got a shot at this top group now. And a 4-6-4. And Gann holds him off. Ricky Rudd's Smart. Let's see if he can get out of the rear with the gear. With that pit violation, not with a 6-1, he's not. Here comes Awesome Bill. And that Budweiser Ford trying to win this Bud at the Glen. And a 2-4-2. And Morgan Shepherd holds him off. How about that, folks? Not going nowhere. Here comes Mike. That 77 car. Not going nowhere with a 5. How about O'Neill? A 2-6-2. And he gets Bobby Hamilton. Goes from 25th up to 18th. And the last car back here with Smarts, Rick Mass. Not going nowhere with a 5. On to turn number 14. And we got a top group of Reflex in the top group. And it takes a 3 to get Ernie. Here comes Harry Gant. A 2-4. He gets the job done. Handsome Harry puts that Oldsmobile out in front for the first time today on turn number 14. And next up is Rusty Wallace, Miller Genuine Draft Pontiac. And it takes a 1, 2, 3. Takes a 6 to beat him. 3-5 ain't getting her done. Here comes Kowicki, 2 chances. And a 5-2 no. And a 1-6. Allen gets that Hooters Ford up front. How about that? Battling for the lead and the championship. Here comes Derek Cope. 1-1 is not getting her done. Takes a 6 to get Allen. Here comes Terry Labonte. 3-4 no. And last but not least is Jarrett. And a 3-4 no. Turn number 15. We got a middle group of trouble in the middle group. Here we go. They're wrecking at the Glen. See what happens here. Okay, it takes a 5 for Kenny not to wreck. And Kenny's involved in this. There's one car involved. Takes an 8 for Cal Petty escape. He makes her through. Takes an 8 for Mark Martin. He makes it through. The King needs a 7 and doesn't get it. The King's involved in the wreck. That's a damn shame. Here comes Mr. Hillen Jr. needs an 8 and he doesn't make it through. How about Wally? He needs an 8. He makes it through. Morgan needs a 7. He barely makes it through with a 5-2. How about Mr. Bodine needs a 9. He makes it through. Charlie needs a 6. He gets through. Ted Musgrave needs a 9. He makes it through, so we will not be going to the bottom group. How about O'Neill needs an 11? Gets her. And last but not least is Mikey Waltrip needs a 7. And he makes it through. So 3 cars involved in the wreck here at the Glen. And that'll take us past the pit stops on turn 17 with 2 yellows out here, 2 turns of yellow. Alrighty, let's see if Bobby can get this car back out there. It is still the middle part of the race. He needs a 6. Doesn't get it. Bobby Hill will finish 35th rather in the 31. The King needs a 6. He gets it. The King's back out on the track. And Ken Schrader needs a 6. And he doesn't get it. So Ken Schrader in that 25 car will finish 34th. Alrighty, folks. Do the pit stops here on turn 18. And it'll be the middle group in 2 and 6. And this is the money stop, folks. 2 and 6 switch spots. And the middle group gets a shot at some chips here. See if their crews can come through with this money stop. First up is going to be Cal Petty. And Cal needs an 8. And he gets her done. Mark Martin in that Jack Rouse 6 needs an 8. He gets her done. Rick Mass needs a 7. He barely gets her done. Bickle, first time we talked about him, needs a 4. And he gets it with snake eyes. How about that 45 crew? Good job by them. Jeffrey Bodine needs a 9. He barely gets it. And Junie Donlevy's number 90 needs a 6. He barely gets it. These guys are doing a hell of a job. Musgrave needs a 6. He doesn't get it. First crew. How about O'Neill needs a 3? No. Mikey needs a 6. He gets her done. Hut Hut. He needs a 6. Doesn't get it. Wally needs a 6. He gets her done. And last but not least is the Woods brothers, and they need a 7. And they get her done. A lot of chips back here now. Only 3 drivers didn't get chips. See if anybody can beat Kowicki out of the pits here. Not much left here. Okay, here we go. 6-4, and Terry Labonte gets the lead here from Alan Kowicki on turn number 18, turn 18. We're going to turn 19. All righty. Here we go, turn 19. Only 4 turns left, folks. If you got a driver in the back group, he better be getting his butt up front. If he wants to make it to win this race, it'll be a top group of control. Here comes Allen. Takes a 6 to beat Terry. Whoa, when we lose the dice. And it ain't a race until I lose the dice. Alrighty, folks, here we go. So roll these dice again. See what happens with Allen. 6-4 ain't happening. How about Harry Gant? Can he get the lead here? Not with a 3-3, he's not. Derek Cope. 5-3, no. And that's it for turn number 19. We're on to 20. We got a top group again of control. To do this all over again, it takes a 6 to get Terry. 5-1, no. Handsome Harry. 1-4, no. Last one's Derek Cope. And a 1-1, no. Turn 21, 2 turns to go, folks. Definitely, if you're in the bottom group now, you need to be moving on up this turn. And then you got to pray you got a double get up there. And we're not. We're going to stay in the top group and smart this time. And it takes a 6 to beat Terry again. Here comes Alan Kowicki. And a 5-1, no. Rusty Wallace is smart and not smart enough. Handsome Harry. And a 4-5, not quite. Derek Cope. A 5-5. Ernie Irvin, 2 chances at him. And a 1-2, no. And a 2-6. Look at this. Ernie Irvin gets the lead, going for back-to-back wins here. On turn 21, Swerving Irvin puts a fender to him. Now he's got to hold off Darryl Jarrett. It takes a 5 or 6 to beat Ernie. And a 3-4. And with the white flag, folks, white flag is out here at the Glen. Let's see, can Ernie Irvin win 2 races in a row? And it's going to be the middle group of skill and a problem. a bunch of chips back here. I don't know if anybody got double skill or not with a chip. First one's Morgan Shepherd with a chip. And that's a 6-5-4. So he gets rusty with his chip. Goes from 16th up to 6th. Next up is Wally Dallenbach. He's a darn good road course runner. And a 2-3-6. And he's going to get Derek Cope without using his chip. Goes from 15th up to 4th. See anybody else skill with a chip? How about Mark Martin's got skill and a chip? And a 3-5-1. So he's going to get Morgan and use his chip and go from 9th up to 6th. And Kyle Petty's got a chip and skill and no double skill. So Ernie Irvin is going to hold on to win this race, folks. A 6-2-3. So Kyle Petty goes from 8th up to 3rd, but has to burn his chip. And that is your race, folks. Ernie Irvin, back-to-back wins. Wins at the Glen after winning at Talladega. How about that? Great job by Swervin' Irvin. Man, he's on a hot streak now. Started off the year in bad shape, had a lot of wrecks. Last 2 races, he gets her done. Gets it done, folks, man. Ernie Irvin in that Kodak Chevy. There we go, comes into focus. Oh, you're welcome, Tim. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. I might be on later on this evening with some APA baseball. That 1961 replay. So Ernie Irvin gets the win here at the Glen. Finishing second is Dale Jarrett in that 18. Cal Petty, nice finish for him. Finishes third. 16 of Wally Dallenbach. He finishes 4th. Handsome Harry makes it into the top 5. Oh, exactly, Doug. Like I say, all the bad luck he had earlier, now he can't stop. He's rolling. And the 6 car finishes 6th. And the 7 car finishes 7th. Mark Martin finishes 6th in the 6 car. And Alan Kowicki will finish 7th in the 7 car. In Texas, Terry Labonte thought he had this race won, ends up finishing 8th. It's got to be disappointed, even though it's a top 10 finish. How about this? The Woods brothers and Morgan Shepherd, they finished in the top 10. And rounding out the top 10, Rick Mass. Nice job by Rick Mass. And Rick Bickle. And that 45 car finishes 11th. Good race by Bickle. Jeffrey Bodine, who was up front a good bit of this race, finishes a disappointing 12th. And Charlie in that Junie Donlevy 90 car, he finishes 13th. Okay, and you got little Mikey in that 30 car, finishing 14th. Derek Cope in the 10 car, finishing 15th. Disappointing race for Rusty. He ends up finishing 16th. He was up front all race long until near the end there. Ted Musgrave in that 55 Jasper, he finishes 17th. Jerry O'Neill in that 65 car, not a bad race by Jerry. He finishes 18th. Hut. That's Strickland. He'll finish 19th. Didn't hear much out of these guys back here all race. We only had one or two chances for this back group. Sterling Marlin will finish 20th. Jimmy Hensley in the 66. He'll finish 21st. Bobby Hamilton in that Country Time Lemonade will finish 22nd. Craig Saxon, the 41, will finish 23rd. Finishing 24th is Dick Trickle in that A car. Bob Sackett in the 95, finished 25th. Dave Maynard III in that 9 car. He'll finish 26th. Mike Porter in the 77 finishes 27th. DW finishes 28th. And Bill Elliott with that pit violation finishes 29th. Couldn't overcome it. Same thing with Ricky Rudd. He had that pit violation on the same pit stop. He finishes 30th, and along with Davey Allison, finishes 31st with that pit violation. They just could not make their way around anybody. Tough to pass here at the Glen. Dale Earnhardt, our pole sitter, he finishes a disappointing 32nd, and the King finishes 33rd. 33rd in the 43. I want to thank Doug for stopping by. I want to thank Tim for stopping by. Check out their channels. And if you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button and hit that bell for reminders. And on your way out of Watkins Glen, New York, hit that like button and leave any comments about this race in this 1992 season. Until next time, y'all, take care.